Hello and welcome, Astrology Explorers. This is Stella back with your wonderful predictions and forecast for the Aries full moon happening on October 20th, 2021. This full moon is full of passion, it's full of excitement, it's full of the fire that we expect from Aries, and it's full of aspects that are truly adding to the challenge that this full moon can be. But like I said, it's more of a transformation rather than a breakdown. But that transformation is going to depend on whether or not you are going to lean on the drama and the issues that are presented to you, or if you're going to use that part of yourself that can see compassion in the situation you're in for yourself and others and really provide stability through the storm. So instead of jumping to react as Aries would want us to, are you willing to sit with your emotions and truly analyze how you can come out of this from the other side? Now, first and foremost, I want to welcome those of you who are not a part of the Astrology Explorer family. Please like and subscribe this video if you feel that it has provided some awesome information and insight into this Aries full moon. I am Bella Stella here to help you, and I just go by Stella usually. Here to help you with all of your astrological needs. So feel free to comment below on whether or not any of my predictions or forecast has really impacted you and if you felt this energy throughout this full moon. But let's get right into it. Now, the aspects that I was talking about, first and foremost, is that challenging square from Pluto in Capricorn, which is bringing up those issues of power and control in a sign of super, super serious Capricorn, which, can either be you getting focused on the thing that you're trying to achieve or the emotions that you're trying to understand about yourself, or it can lean on the toxicity of this current time and sort of pull out the worst parts within us that are focused on controlling the situation, which, by the way, we are living, breathing beings, not in control of everything. So if you realize that it's not about you, that you can overcome this, if you just give it time, you will survive this full moon and utilize the power of Pluto to basically transform the experience that you're having into something positive or into a lesson that you truly need, right? And of course, we all know that Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, and one of the traits of Pluto is burning everything down in order to achieve its end goals. You don't have to do that. You can, as the saying goes, die to self and look within for the solution as well. But before we get carried away that that's the only thing going on, we also have Mars opposing its own sign of the full moon in Aries. So you've got that polar opposite emotional feeling, a seesaw between, the inner self that is fighting in order to achieve greatness and sort of the emotional self of Libra that's like out there in the netherworld, with Mars, as Mars sucks you into its fiery energy and really pulls out the worst, maybe in our relationships, maybe in our communication, maybe in the way we're spending and our spending habits, and definitely in the way that we are sort of approaching the situations with this full moon. So be careful with your emotions. Be careful with how you speak to others, with what you're truly feeling. Sit with your emotions before you make any harsh or brash decisions. Don't just cut someone off, especially with Mars in there. That's the ultimate sign of the cutoff of a relationship is Mars in Libra. What you want to do is give it a little bit of time, have more conversation, come from a place of hope, of excitement, and maybe channel all of this fiery energy, all of this passionate Pluto, Mars and full moon and Aries energy into something that can provide stability, that can provide a future, because that's really what it's here to do. Mars is here to light a fire under you. The Aries full moon is here to push you and your emotional self into that place where you're acting upon it. And then, of course, Pluto is here to transform. So you can take this energy and maybe go and exercise if you want to get healthy, or research and learn something that can help you grow as a person, or take this energy and join your partner in an activity, whether that would be playing games or going out into nature or taking a run or even joining a gym together. Take this energy and make it productive, which it can totally be channeled towards. And I think that that's the best part about astrology is, yes, it is what can happen, not what will happen. Your will is the control of everything, and you will be triggered by these celestial bodies, but you will ultimately make the decision and see the outcomes based on that, right? So get ready to transform. Get ready to focus this energy. This is great energy if you're out there and you're passionate about something and you haven't fully gathered all of the material. Sure, it's not a new moon, but being that it's an Aries, it pulls that passion towards the things that we are most passionate about. It pulls our excitement towards the things that we're most passionate about. And if you're initiated to activate, if you're pushed to get something done today on this full moon, do it. Do it, man. Get it done. Make it happen. Push yourself beyond your limit. Take this energy to exercise, to learn something, to grow within, to enjoy your relationships on the next level. And then finally, this is a great day if you're out there looking for maybe the purpose or the drive of why you exist, or why you're obsessed with a certain subject or other things that are going on in your life. If you're lost, if you are sort of not understanding what the meaning of everything is, journal, sit down and write out and learn about yourself through this process, because maybe you'll come up with an answer and sort of end the doubt that you are feeling. I think that that's the best part about this full moon, is that it can really lead you to solidify the plans that you have around your future. So make something happen, guys. And now let's get into each and every sign. Starting with Aries. Now, this is taking place in your first house. So I would say get ready for a total transformation. You are going to go from the personal perspective to the outer perspective of your life. And really, any of the 12 houses can be affected. Any of the aspects of your life can be affected. But most importantly, take the chance to slow down and analyze how far you've come since the Aries new moon earlier this year. Have your plans come into fruition. Have your goals completed. Most of you should have already maybe fulfilled it, because you are full of that passion. You're very driven people. And it's a breath of fresh air to be sort of appreciating how far you have come. Take this moment to appreciate all that you've accomplished throughout this year. And better to put this energy towards the challenges and goals that you have than towards the enemies or anger that you have that's brewing within your relationship, or with the people that are openly or secretly against you. Don't focus on the outside. This is about you on the inside. And all of the things that you've accomplished. Maybe you've had personality or personal issues that you sort of are facing, and that you're finally addressing them. Take advantage of this time and continue to work on them, and appreciate yourself for even acknowledging, as an Aries who sometimes can overlook their own issues or their own missteps. You've looked beyond that and you've accomplished so much in improving yourself as a person. Then we have Taurus, and this will be in the 12th house for Taurus. And of course, this is all about your dreams. Your dreams are literally on fire. If you have some crazy dreams, like I always tell my audience, whenever there's a 12th house transit, write it down. Write it down. There might be some meaning behind it. There might be something some insight into the future. And of course, if you are preparing or on vacation, this is a great time to do so. Plan out maybe next year, 2022, what sort of plans you have. And especially if you are looking to create some sort of separation between you and the rest of the world, if you're trying to maybe disconnect and just connect with yourself and be at peace, this is a great time to plan maybe a retreat or sign up for one. Look for people looking for that as well, so you can connect with them. They can give you advice on that. And then, of course, unwind. Open a bottle of wine if you like to drink wine, or enjoy a relaxing movie and just chill out. As Taurus can be very hardworking people, you might get distracted and maybe put this towards overworking. And, of course, Mars is now in your 6th house. So you're kind of like overwhelmed by the amount of things that you're trying to do at the same time. This full moon is going to tell you to either like explode or slow down. And I would advise slowing down. Just because everything else is telling you to explode doesn't mean you have to, right? Of course, if you're using it productively, if you're bringing energy to your work, if you're bringing energy to finding new work, go ahead and make that happen. Push yourself if you can. But always remembering that Mars is overpowering your 6th house. You don't want to get burned out. You don't want to get pushed too far. So make decisions carefully about which energy or what thing you're putting into, what energies you're putting into what thing you're doing. I don't know if that made sense, but wherever you're putting your energy, be calculated about it, right? So, of course, we then have Gemini, and Gemini is going to have their 11th house really affected. So be careful with what you post online. You might get carried away. And especially what you say to friends, sort of how you're communicating with people. It might be that this full moon sort of awakens latent feelings that you might have, or latent resentments that you might have towards them, or online if you have some sort of issues that you're dealing with, either politically or activism that you're so passionate about that you want to say something about. Calculate what you say. Aries, that's Aries being your 11th house, makes you very passionate about everything and about what you're pushing towards. However, the language you use is very important because it is opposite the 7th house. You may offend, it's opposite the 5th house. You may offend someone that you love. You may offend, the people around you. You want to be careful not to get hashtag canceled, right? So just think about it before you say it. And then, of course, Gemini, you've got your dreams activated by this transit, or rather this position of the full moon. So make sure that if you are turned on by an idea and that you started planning it, maybe, let's say, when the Aries full moon was happening in April, or new moon, was happening in April, maybe this is the time for you to take advantage and actually do something about it. Take your passions, take your focus to the next level, and just do it. Don't be afraid. Don't let the hangups, don't let all the different ideas, because I know you, Gemini, you've got 1,000 things you want to do. This is the day to pinpoint the one thing you're going to work on, the one thing you're going to push yourself towards, so that you can give it the most power, and don't be afraid of all of the hangups you might have, because you don't know enough. That's something that any person who has Mercury ruling their chart really has to contend with, that Mercury can give you a lot of self-doubt. Forget your doubts. This is the Aries full moon. It's pushing you to forget those fears and go, right? So good luck, Gemini. I hope that you guys are able to accomplish something, even if it's just for this day. Hopefully, it will initiate or even finish the projects that you have been pushing yourself towards. Then we have Cancer. Oh, Cancer, the the Mercury retrograde was working so hard against you in this area. It was literally in the opposing sign in the fourth house, and you were contemplating remapping your entire life. I am sure. Is your work what you want to do? Is this the career that you want, etc.? And I totally identify with you because I was sitting there with my sun in Cancer. And it's very hard to sometimes ignore when Mercury retrograde is sort of reminding you of all the things you want to accomplish and that you haven't so far. So don't give up. This Aries full moon is to push you in the right direction in your career, to help remind you of why you started in the first place, and all of those promises that you made to yourself under the Aries new moon. You're coming back and you're saying yes again. You're reiterating, yes, I want this. I want to make this happen. Push yourself, use this energy. If you need to send applications for a new job, if you have to make connections with new people so that you can earn more money or create new wealth, or if you're going to open up a possibility for clients to find you on a new website, this is the day to do it, to complete it, to set it out, to talk to people, and don't let your fears get in the way, as oftentimes ruled by water, you seem wishy-washy, or you come back and forth in the ability for you, or you're feeling less capable because you come back and forth with your abilities. That's just the nature of your sign. Don't be afraid to push yourself when you do have the energy, right? You were feeling super powered up because of all of this fire that's pushing us in all of the right signs, right, guys? So good luck and make this happen. Let your career unfold and push yourself in the direction that you so choose. Now, my Leos, you guys have been shifting your belief systems all year long. Since the Aries new moon, it has been just a challenge for you to really focus on what it is that you truly believe in, and where you want to take your life, whether it's with yourself, with your friends, etc. What agreements are you making with the universe that you are fully invested in? This is going to be the fire under your what to finally decide, and to just end all of the wishy-washiness, all of the doubt that you might have had, all of this fire pushing you towards something that you finally feel proud and excited to share with others, maybe as a teacher of what you're learning, or maybe you are finally finding a guru that can support your learning and help you grow. So this is a great time for you to get on board with what you've been focusing on, and to maybe take a vacation so that you feel a little bit more relaxed when you're approaching your new beliefs, and definitely for learning something new. Passion in learning something new, but don't get stuck in those beliefs. Don't let that Pluto power and control stop you from challenging the belief systems or the learning that you are approaching. It could be that it shifts your paradigm. It could be that it challenges all that you've thought was true, but that's just you growing. That's just you expanding yourself. And of course, I would say that, being that I have my Mercury in Gemini and I believe in duality is everything, but really it is. Take advantage of this time and learn something new, grow yourself, grow amongst a new culture, amongst a new thought, and really enjoy the process. This is the final chapter of the Aries new moon, full moon connection that you've had for 2021. And now you get to really see the results of all that you've seeded throughout this year. So good luck to you, Leos. Now, Virgo, you guys are, you've been living it. Your wealth has transformed tenfold this year. And maybe it's in a good way. For some of you, maybe it's not so good for others, but this is a chance for you to turn the ship around if it hasn't worked out, and to finally make the agreements for yourself, for your future that you would like to see happen. So, of course, you need to overcome your fears about maybe approaching people about wealth, about money, about what you're trying to achieve. Maybe you want to consolidate a loan, or you have, and you sent in your application, you still haven't gotten an answer. Call, incest on making sure that you receive your due within this time, especially that this energy feels so fiery and passionate. You could really push yourself to complete the goal or the task at hand so you can achieve what you want. And when it comes to maybe paying off debts, it might be a good day. When it comes to enjoying the wealth that you already have, go out and enjoy it in, the most exciting way you can, whether it's like signing up for skydiving in a few months, or creating a new business that can help you accumulate more wealth, or sharing that with your loved one and enjoying your wealth with someone that you care about. Especially with Mars opposing that, it could be that you're connecting, your self-worth, your value, and all of the things that you hold dear to creating a better life. And I'm so excited for you, Virgos. I hope that you guys take this time to let go of your fears. I know you're Gemini ruled, but this is not the time to listen to all of the doubt and all of the fears that you have inside of you. This is the time to push yourself to the next level, to the limit and beyond. So good luck, my Virgos. Next, we have Libra. And I'm going to tell you now, Libra, just be careful what you say to your lover. Like, do it for the future self that's going to look back on this moment, on this day, and say, why did I explode my relationship? Or why did I make this ultimatum so important? Or why didn't I just let go of this person that wasn't supportive of my future? This is the time to really analyze your relationship and say, is this going in the direction that I want, or am I being pulled in the wrong direction? And of course, as much as possible, be gentle with how you approach relationships. Aries being, Aries in that placement of the seventh house is already hard. But once the moon is there, it brings in all those gucky emotions. And with Mars opposing it, it's even stronger. So you might say something you don't mean. You might push your loved one to the next level. You might not be as honest as you should be. And maybe you need to be honest in this moment. You need to take all of the dreams that you've been building with this person and say, are we serious about where we're going? And either is true, but you need to make that decision. You have the free will, the courage to face your fear around love, and Libra, this will liberate you. That fearlessness around love is what you need the most when Aries is in activation with the full moon, because your fears will manifest. And if you are not careful with your thoughts, with your actions, you can end up in the exact situation you thought was going to happen in the first place. Oh, I lost the person that I care about because I was careless with my words. Or, oh, I was never honest with this person, so they assumed that I was not in love with them, or that I was not into them. Or even worse for Libra, you never left the person who was mistreating you, and therefore you're in a worse situation. Your fears controlled your emotions, and the cycle is about to break. So take advantage, do the work, talk to your lover. And for those of you trying to push all this energy into a positive place, this is a great time for you and your loved one to exercise together, maybe join a gym together, look for ways to do activities that are more active. If you're going to want to if you want to do a Spartan race or something, and maybe this is the first day of training and you decide to do that. And I'm saying these things about this full moon in Aries even if it's a culmination, even if it's usually an ending. Aries is such a fiery sign that the things that you decide on this day could determine the actions you take on the next. So it almost feels like a new moon in that way, but you're not setting intentions, you are taking action, you are letting your emotions guide you, and of course, you're focusing yourself on the things that you want and not the things you don't want, because either will manifest if you do not put your effort forward. Now, let's move on, because I went into a tangent, and talk about Scorpio. Now, Scorpio, this is sucking the life out of your health. It's making you feel very overwhelmed. It can make you feel very overexcited about something. And if you hear it in my voice, I'm a Scorpio moon, so I'm super feeling this transit, right? I'm so excited about everything. But your health is vital to your success. You want to focus your energy on what you can accomplish and not on over accomplishing or overachieving, because you can be burned out by this. And balance is everything. As you know, the opposite sign in Mars. Mars pushing you to stay in balance, to not let this Aries full moon get you out of the flow that you've been doing. And of course, utilize this time to maybe exercise more, to create a new health hobby, to weigh yourself and see how far you've come in your weight loss journey, if that's something you guys are into. Or to look at your work-life balance and say, is it time to end the job that maybe I'm not that passionate about? Or is it time to maybe ask your boss if there's some other project that you can work on, so you can not be a part of a project that's taking up too much of your time or making you not feel in alignment? And of course, you want to focus on the results that you get and not be mistaken pushing yourself in a direction that you're not interested in. So make sure you guys do that. And good luck, Scorpios. It should be a fun time. Now, for the last fire sign, Sagittarius, you are the last of the fire signs. You are the highest expression of the element that you represent. So the spotlight is on you to really transform what you're experiencing. And there may be some hurt or some miscommunication between you and your romantic partner, or between you and your children. And it might be some time to clarify and heal those wounds. And maybe this full moon is the perfect time to do so. And just focusing on all of the fun and all the things that you can do, instead of hurting each other, instead of bringing yourself down or bringing down those around you, would be a much better exercise for you. So be curious about why you're here, of course, why you're feeling this way, that you need to express yourself right now or you're gonna explode. But make sure that you are creating positive results, that you're creating results that lead to the next level. You are, basically ruled by Jupiter, and it's very good luck if you are focusing your energy properly. But it can also over dramatize, over characterize, over accentuate all of the things that you might not like about yourself or about the situations that you're in. So make sure you take everything with a grain of salt, and just remember that this moment is not every moment in your future. This is just one moment. Now, of course, this is a great time for you to focus your energy on fun, activities, exercising with your children, explosive energy, and focus on maybe some of your hobbies. Maybe look at your time and your energy being focused on helping others, especially since the opposing sign is in the 11th house of the society, and how we help change the society around us. And Mars is there. So you're kind of passionate about that. Maybe you can tie that into the activities that you're doing. And of course, this can be a great time to avoid the trauma and disagreements, and maybe just focus on how you can create positive results for those around you, and especially when it comes for those that you love, your children, your lovers, etc. So good luck, Sag. Now, Capricorn, this is all about your home, and you work way too hard to have a home that's out of harmony. So I know that if your home feels out of balance, you're going to speak up, you're going to do whatever it takes. You're a very hardworking person, and you feel you deserve to have a home at peace, a home that feels like yours. But maybe it's not all about you. This fiery energy could be highlighting how you can contribute more to creating that harmony, as opposed to expecting it to just manifest. And of course, Aries has a lot of initial push, but it doesn't always complete. So this full moon is kind of giving you that completion energy that usually doesn't happen with Aries. And you can sort of help to create a better atmosphere within your home, help to create more balance within your home. You're all about your work life. You're all about the focus outside, but sometimes you need to give time to those you love within your home as well, whether that's your family, your immediate relatives, or the actual physical place you live. Giving a little love to that place can help you grow and learn as well. So good luck, and I hope that you create the home that you dream of, right? So then we have Aquarius, and you might be having some conflicts internally about what you're actually learning, and if it's going to be impactful upon the rest of the universe. But maybe you could just learn something for the sake of learning it. And then, of course, are you feeling connected to what you're learning? Are you feeling like there's a conflict within your current belief system? Of course, Mars being in the opposite sign in the 9th house, you're sort of getting a boost into whether or not you truly believe what you believe, or you need to change your beliefs, whatever the case may be. But you don't have to make a decision today. That's the best part. You do, however, have to see if you feel connected to it enough to stay or to go. And that's okay too. But what I want to make sure you always do is communicate clearly. Don't let that fiery energy in the 3rd house of communication push you to say and do things that you may regret later on. So it's a really important, especially for those of you with Aquarius, and maybe even those of you who are Leos as well, to be extra careful with your communication because of the Mars Aries full moon opposition. Be careful with how you speak to others. Be careful with what you're saying to your friends and your family, etc. And then be open-minded about what ideas are coming in, because it might be too many at the same time, or you might be too excited, right? Then finally, we have Pisces, and your self-worth and wealth are the main focus of this full moon. And really, Pisces, being that Aries is so dominant, let's call it, in your 2nd house, that's where it is. You are full of the passion and power to build your self-worth, but it's in a very Aries way, which is sort of outward focus. It's more about the ego than it is about the actual self-worth of you. So maybe instead of burning through your savings or instead of hoarding, because I know that there's a lot of hermits out there that are Pisces that hoard everything, maybe it's time to bring balance to that relationship with money, right? Mars is in Libra in the opposite house, and it's sort of giving you that energy and opposition to be able to bring balance back into your wealth and into your self-worth. And yes, you are worthy of enjoying your money as much as you are worthy of saving it. So be careful with how you spend your money during this Aries full moon, because you might just burn through everything just to get what you want. Or more importantly, make a challenge to yourself to analyze how you really feel about yourself, how much you feel you are actually worth, and if you are worth saving money for your future, if you are worth creating the life that you want, and not being afraid of maybe going outside and enjoying some of the earthly pleasures that you sort of shun or shy away from. It's okay to enjoy your wealth, is all I'm saying. So that is all 12 signs. I am so happy and grateful that you took the time to hear this wonderful Aries full moon predictions. Make sure you look back at the Aries new moon and see where you were then, see what promises or what intentions you set. And of course, make sure you fill a wonderful cup of water or bottle of water with water, a glass rather, with water, and let the light of the full moon just permeate through it. Leave it on a windowsill, leave it outside so that you can maybe enjoy this full moon and either bathe if you like to bathe in the water, or drink the water if you feel comfortable doing that. I'm not pushing you to do that, but I do enjoy that ritual when there's full moon energy. I really enjoy it. I feel it revitalizes me. And most importantly, if you're out there and you are interested in your own reading, I am available to give readings. You can sign up on my Instagram by sending me a message. Hopefully this full moon in Aries will inspire me to create a website or something where you guys can find me and just sign up there. But for now, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this, to enjoy this video, and to share it with your friends. Please, some of your friends are lost during this full moon, especially since things can get a little bit wacky and a little bit crazy. Give them this to anchor them, to give them a little bit of perspective about what's happening in the skies. Thank you so much, astrology explorers. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And most importantly, enjoy your full moon.